Torah guardian, speaking the absolute truth. Torah nation.
Shalom, 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 Yahshua and Yahudah. Listen, we are back at it again with the mandate, and we say yes. The mandate of Yahudah that has called us to cry loud and to spare not, to lift up my voice like a shofar in Zion, warning Yahshua and Yahudah that they must get ready for the great reveal. They must prepare themselves to go. Yahuwah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I praise your holy and righteous name. I pray in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach that you would take the reins of my lips and the reins of my tongue and reign. Yahuwah, I pray that from my belly would flow the rivers that you had declared would occur after receiving Yahuwah's Ruach HaKodesh. I pray that rivers of living water of Torah and Basor would come forth, and that it would bear witness to those that you have chosen. Yahuwah, those that you have quickened, or those that you're bringing into the quickening. Yahuwah, I pray that the word will be a lamp unto their feet, a light unto their pathway. That the entrance of this word will give them light, with understanding to the simple. Yahuwah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I exercise the exousia. I exercise the dunamos that you have put in me. And I take authority over every evil ruach, every wicked spirit, every device and scheme that the enemy has launched against those that you have chosen. I declare that you have no authority over their ears, that you have no authority over their lips. I declare that you are subject. Yahuwah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, you said that whatever I declare in the erects, you would cause to come to pass in the Shamayim. Every demon and devil has to obey because of the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, my kinsman redeemer. Yahuwah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I pray that the words that I speak, the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart will be acceptable in thy sight. Yahuwah, my strength and my redeemer. Song is Hezekiah's I'll Say Yes. The prophet. I don't own the rights to this music. Somebody say yes. Yeah, yes. Somebody tell the Most High yes. Tell the Most High yes. Hallelujah, Yahuwah. Hallelujah. Yes to your will. Yes to your way. Yes to your word. Yes, I'll obey when your Ruach speaks to me. When your Ruach speaks through me. In everything, it's yes. It's yes. It's yes. It's yes. Listen. Hallelujah. All praise and honor to the Most High Yahuwah. And I thank Yahuwah for Yahushua HaMashiach's witness. Because without this witness, none of this would be possible. Without the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach, there is no Yeshua. There is no salvation. There is no way of return. There is no way of quickening. There is no way. Yahuwah has given unto men one method of returning, and that's through faith in Yahushua HaMashiach. Without Yahushua HaMashiach, there is no Yeshua. So don't get it out of your head that as Hebrews, somehow in this Torah, we don't have to receive the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach. You better understand, bro. You better understand. Yahuwah is waking you up to quicken you. Because if you relying on being awake only, guess what? You ain't seeing his kingdom. You ain't entering into his kingdom. Right? You ain't getting anything from Yahuwah. Right? Oh no. You ain't getting anything from Yahuwah. You got to be born again of the water and of the Ruach HaKodesh. You got to be born again of the water of Ruach. Yahuwah told me to tell his people that they must receive the witness. They must receive the Ruach HaKodesh, the water and the blood. That's the witness in the erects. That's the witness that is in us to deliver to those that are in the earth. That's the witness of salvation to our kinsmen. That's the witness of salvation to these other nations whom Yahudah has chose from among. That's his witness in the erects. And we who have received his witness, he's given us power to be sons, representatives of the kingdom that is here and the physical manifestation that is yet to come. Man, if y'all want me to get on the stage, you got to be born again. You got to be born again. You know, I woke up this morning. And Yahudah, interesting, always kind of wakes me up. Sometimes he wakes me up and you know, I may get up and he'll say, you know, go back to bed. Yeah, sometimes he'll wake me up and I'll be in the bed and I'll be wanting to get up. Yahudah said, get up. You know. Yahudah said, get up. And I get up. Right? And today kind of was one of those mornings. You know, I was in the bed. And I was laying there, and Yahudah said, okay, get up. And I kind of laid there a little bit longer. And then Yahudah said, get up. So I got up. And then he said, dance before me. Right? Now, Yahudah does this to me, right? Yahudah does this before me. You do this to me. So, you know, I start dancing before Yahudah. Right? Praying in the Ruach HaKodesh. Dancing before Yahudah. Dancing before Yahudah. Right? And the thing is that it's a time where there's such quietness of Ruach that I can hear him like I'm hearing myself now on the inside. I can hear him. Right? And you know, I'm praying, you know, and I'm going in and I'm dancing before Yahudah, and I'm praying in the Ruach, and Yahudah says the message isn't changed. Tell the people they need to get ready. They gotta get ready for the great reveal. Get ready for the great reveal. Right? The preparation is in being quickened. Having been born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh. Right? Right? Because those are the people that he is delivering. Right? And, right, the get ready is to prepare to go. Prepare to go. Right? Prepare to flee Babylon. Prepare to leave Babylon. Right? Because this reveal, right, it's going to reveal the diabolical nature of these wicked heathens and what they have been doing. See, this reveal, man, is going to cause anarchy. This reveal is going to be the release of spiritual entities. And listen, they're preparing for this. They're preparing to take your rights. They're preparing to take your land. They're preparing for this. Right? Right? Because this is not your home, Yasharal and Yahudah. And you know what? Those who are of the other nations that are living in this United Snakes of America, they don't care about you. They don't care about your melting pot. They don't care about nothing. All they care about is their corporation and how this project has amassed for them wealth. They can afford to see it fall and be destroyed, right? Because Babylon's going to fall because that's prophetic. That's a sure word of prophecy. It's going to fall. Right. And you know, these elites, man, they think, you know, they're gonna get away out of Babylon, right? And some of them are, because the fall of Babylon is not necessarily the fall of the entire world. Babylon is just one entity that Yahuwah is going to bring to its knees before everybody. This one world power that has single-handedly manipulated the entire world. Manipulated the entire economies of lands. Single-handedly bombed Syria into oblivion. Single-handedly remove Muammar Gaddafi. Single-handedly disrupted Haiti. Single-handedly. See, it's got to fall. But see, it's a great reveal. Because, people are beginning to see. They're seeing the diabolical nature of Maxine, Claudine, and Aberdeen. It has to fall. It and its GMOs. It and its making eggs. All of a sudden we got a shortage of eggs. But all of a sudden now we have this individual who wants to roll out his synthetic eggs. You are an experiment. Yasharal, it's time to go. Yahudah, it's time to go. This land is poisoned. This nation is poisoned. They are literally poisoning us, chemtrailing us. See, and that's why, in the witness, I ain't worried about that. No, because when it's time to go, I'm going to have what I need and I'm going to go. Right? But I'm not worried about that here. Because I have Yahuwah's Ruach HaKodesh. He said these signs shall follow me because I believe. Because I have Emunah. He said, I'll cast out devils. He said, I'll speak with new tongues. I will take up serpents. If I eat and drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt me. I'll lay hands on the sick and they shall recover. These are the evidences of Yahuwah's Ruach HaKodesh in you in these lands where you have been forced fed this diabolical scheme that has been designed to destroy you. And to this day, they don't understand how we continue to thrive. Because we're Yahuwah's people. But see, you got to get ready. Because Yahuwah's going to reveal this thing, and he's giving you opportunities and time to prepare, because it's going to be time to leave. It's time to go. Right? It's going to be time to go. You're going to have to leave Babylon. Right? And if you just got this mad crush on Babylon, you can stay. You can stay. You ain't the chosen. You don't make up those that he has chosen. And I'm not just talking about Yasharal. I'm not just talking about Yahudah. I'm talking about of the other nations. Because, other nations, you got some people that's got a clue. They's got a blues clue. Brews don't have a bruise clue, but they got a bruise clue. Oh, yeah. See, they ain't going to stay here. They ain't going to want to remain in this nation. Kadar! Shut up, Kadar! They ain't going to want to remain in this nation. Chaos. Anarchy. Right? You got, I think it's in Colorado. You got this African-American man and woman, right? Own 100 acres? Own 100 acres in Colorado, right? Former military people, right? or the wife is, one of them, a military person, right? They trying to take his land. Who trying to take his land? They've been killing his cattle, trying to take his land. His neighbors, his European, Caucasian neighbors are trying to take his land. This ain't your home. See, you know, you got to get a bruised clue. You have to get a bruised clue. This is not your home. This is not the land that Yahudah has intended for you. You can't establish any permanency in this diabolical, wicked place. You can't do it. It's not going to survive. Yahudah is going to keep you until he realizes that you in your stupidity want to remain in Babylon. And you know what? He ain't going to touch you. He going to let you stay. He going to let you stay there. He going to let you build your little communes. Right? You know, where you got your cluster of people. You know, you got your little place where you can worship at. You know, everybody got their little home, right? You got people walking around with M16s. That's not your land. It's just not where you belong. These are not your people. See, but only those who have been quickened, only those who have received the Ruach HaKodesh will understand this. They will understand this. Right? Right? You're going to fight to the death for a land, for some land in a nation that's not even yours? Help me to understand that. Right? Well, what you should do is take your skills and your resources, right? Sell that which you have, go over to the continent and rebuild amongst your people in the Ruach HaKodesh of Yahudah, and be the Yahudah that Yahudah has called you to be. Be that Yahudah that teaches his children the bow and the weapons of war. Be that Yahudah, that people that go forth and win its brethren to the witness. Be that people. Be that tribe. Be that tribe that is serving the interest of Yahudah and Yahuwah's people. Be that tribe that Jacob instructed of Yahudah to be. Be that which your brethren shall praise, because your hands are going to be on the neck of your enemies. Be that brethren that they are going to bow down to, right? Right? Because you have gone up from the prey. Get ready. See, and Most High just told me, he said, listen, you know, I danced. People about 45 minutes to an hour just danced and just prayed for the nation. Prayed for Akis and Akotis and elders and Emas and Mores and Moras. I prayed for the house of the Torah guardian. I prayed that Yahudah would cause us to walk in the truth of this witness and be prepared to go home. See, I know you can do it. See, I know Yahudah can do it. See, I've lived most of my life in Emunah, in his word. Not in Christianity, in Emunah, in his word. See, I understood as a young man that if he said it, then all I need to do is believe it and let that be the final word. Let that be the final authority. And in it all, he has, by that word, brought me through. You know, right? So, when you understand what Yahudah is doing by the Ruach of wisdom and revelation, truly makes sense, right? You recognize it's just a diabolical scheme, a method, a plan. They have an end game. They have an escape plan. They have an end game. They have a place where they're going to retreat out of the continental U.S. of A. They're going to leave you, right, to your devices and your schemes, because, you know, it's going to be anarchy. It's going to be anarchy. And you begin to realize everything is built on a lie. Professional sports is built on a lie. Super Bowls are shifted around according to whose turn it is to win money. Listen. You better get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. You better get ready, get ready, get ready. Because this truth is going to make somebody free. Right? This is not your home, Yasharal and Yahudah. This is not your home. This United Snakes of America, South America, the Americas. This is not your home. It's not your home. You have to understand this. There's going to be a wicked, diabolical unleashing. You better get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Gotta understand this. Yahudah said, come, let us reason together. And let's explore this. Let's explore this, right? I listened to something, I think it was yesterday, about Jesus, right? See, now I know Jesus is the earth pig. I know Jesus represents nothing, right? It's diabolical. It was a scheme. It was a part of the diabolicalness. Now, the text and the scriptures are scriptures and texts. And though in the translation, some of it has been lost because of names and shifts, at the end of the day, the text is still the text. Right? The journey of Yahushua HaMashiach, as it is recorded by 4 different individuals, represents different aspects of Yahushua's ministry, right? And you know, the Acts of the Apostles is a necessary element only because it reveals what is done by the Ruach HaKodesh when it comes to the conversion of souls and the responsibility that we have in sharing this witness and to go forth in power, right? Right? But after that, you got letters. You know, you got the Romans, you got the Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, you got all these letters, right? That draw its strength from Torah. Right, because Paul didn't teach the church at Corinthians, Church of Corinthians. He teaches 1st, 2 Corinthians. He taught them Torah. He was a scholar of Torah. He understood how Yahushua HaMashiach, right, was in the volume of the book. And everything that references these letters and these epistles, right, are cliff notes. They have everything to do with the things that Shaul had learned from Torah and how he was teaching people Torah and how Torah relates to Yahushua HaMashiach and how he is in the volume of the book. But see, that Jesus, right, that Fabio, right, that Cesare Borgia, that Pope's son, that gay, that homosexual, that pornonia, G4202, that Strong's Blue Letter Bible, pornonia, homosexual, right? And he committed sexual intercourse with his close relative, which was his sister. Right, pornonia. This Fabio, that image has been put up, right? And he's morphed. He was brunette, he's blonde, sometimes he's dirty blonde, whatever. But it's that image, right? That catamite image, that effeminate, soft image. Because that's what Cesare Borgia was. He was catamite, right? Oh yeah, he was a catamite. Right? He had sexual relationships with other men. He's a catamite, right? G4202, and the other one is G3120, I think it is. Anywho, look up the word catamite, and then get Strong's reference to it. That's that Jesus, right? And right, and when you let me tell you something. When the Ruach HaKodesh, some things just are what Ron Dalton called it, critical thinking. Just got to think about that critically, right? Here you have this book that was given to the Hebrews, right? And this name that was given to these Hebrews, right? They couldn't read nothing else, but they could read that slave Bible, right? Well, they couldn't read nothing else. They could read that slave Bible, right? And they could trust Jesus to bring them salvation in the great by and by, right? This New Testament Protestant spinoff of Catholicism, of this religion, right? Now, when you think about it, right? They didn't let us read anything, but they let us read that, right? And if the same name, the same Jesus, right, is so powerful, why? How come it wasn't powerful enough to change them? How come it wasn't powerful enough to change them? And how come when we call on that name, Jesus, right, we expecting to see results, but the truth be told, we still in the same diabolical position that we have been. Going to church on Sunday, a day that's not of Yahudah, calling on a name of Jesus, which is the earth pig that can't do anything for you, right? In the name of Jesus, on behalf of the Lord Baal, right? This was not a haphazard event. This was not a secondary scheme. These wicked, diabolical people knew what they were doing. Till this day, Jesus hasn't done anything for you, because Yahuwah ain't doing nothing for you. Because his name is Yahuwah, and his son's name is Yahusha. And you have to reverence his day, which is the Shabbat, right? Which is the seventh day, right? But Constantine decided that Sunday, the first day of the week, was going to be the day that all these religions got under that umbrella, and he was going to be the spearhead of Christianity. Him and the Pope. He did nothing for you. Because you know why? There's no power in that name. See, there's power in the name of Yahushua. Yeah, and I don't want to hear that transliteration and Jehovah and all of that madness. That's madness too. Because the letter J, it wasn't even a part of the script. And Iesu and Iesus, still Iesu, Iesus, E, Sus, means earth pig. I mean, you can't get around it. This is not a transliteration. Not of Yahushua. No, not of Yah's salvation. Because that's what his name means, Yah. Yah, salvation. Right? You can't get around that. But you get to thinking, right? Critical thinking, like, what? What has the name of Jesus done for us? Not a thing. And I know this is going to piss off a lot of people. It's going to make some people just downright mad. I do not care. I'd rather have you mad because I've spoke the truth to you and then have an epiphany down the road when Yahuwah reveals things to you and you say, oh man, that man has been saying that for the last 2 years. I'd rather have that happen. So I don't care about you getting mad. Right? I hope you just get mad enough to do some research. Get mad enough to do some research and stop walking into TD fakes. Sold his soul to Hasatan. Listen, he's a part of the establishment. He don't care about you. He cares about his millions. He cares about listen. He G4202. He catamite. He wears soft raiments. Get ready. Okay, you who are hearing this and who have received Yahushua's Ruach HaKodesh, I know you rejoicing, because, I'm crazy enough to say it. Some people just don't have it in them to say it, right? But I'll say it, but that's why he called me to cry loud and spare not. I'm just going to say what you would tell me to say. And that's the bottom line. That's just the word. I'm going to do what he tell me to do. You can get mad at me, but that's okay. It's what you have said. Get mad enough to do enough research yourself to make a determination, right? Or get mad and become in bondage and die in your sins. Yes. So many of y'all want me to listen. So, you critical thinking, right? What has Jesus done for us? What has Jesus done for us? Listen, all the stuff, most of the stuff we got because of us. We didn't get this stuff because of Jesus. Not because of an earth pig who serves Baal. No. Right? Right, but they got y'all going gung-ho. And now, they've even shifted from Jesus to this whole motivational speaking thing. You can be the best you can be. You can have anything if you work hard enough. If you trust the Lord, what? You can have anything you want. Lies. Baal may give you some things just to hold you in bondage. And as long as they got you drinking that cup and eating that blood and drinking that cup, right? You drinking the blood of the earth pig. You eating the flesh of the earth pig. See, this ain't that. Yahushua never intended for anybody to drink his blood. It's the blood of the grape. It's a rich red wine. But Catholic Church tell you, this is his blood. Drink his blood. Because they blood drinkers. This is his body. Eat his flesh. Because they eat human flesh. Sacrifice babies. Get ready. There's no politics. There's no Republican Party. There's no Democratic parties. There's no independent parties. Get ready. There's the girl. I think she was Started out doing her own genealogy, right? But she ended up doing this project, right? And she found that all the presidents were connected genealogically to one individual. Can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Yes, even Barack Obama. You can't make this stuff up. Get ready. There's no politics. There's no Democratic Party. What's the Democratic Party ever did for the African American community? What? What has the Republican Party ever did to the African American community? Now, granted, the Republican Party, right? Republican Party. There were some benefits from the Republican Party. They weren't specifically targeted at us, right? Because we still was at the brunt of stuff. But economically, there were certain things that we didn't have to contend with as much, right? But at the end of the day, there's no difference. They both are in bed with each other because they're all related. They're all related. How can that be? This is a planned event. Get ready for the great reveal. Listen. Understand something, right? You are going to begin to see some real diabolical stuff. You're going to be seeing stuff that was hid, that was held back, and now it's going to be revealed. But see, you and the witness, you still got to go back home, right? Because that's where Yahudah is. That's where his strength is. That's where we get our energy from. Get ready. I know some of y'all think this man done went off the deep end. Get ready. It's a great reveal coming. Get ready. It looks like it's time to go. Prepare to leave. Get yourself together. Stop spending and wasting your money on stuff that's not important. Some of y'all just need to sell your houses and get ready. You need to go. Yaakov, we have been given a record. And line upon line and precept upon precept. Here a little, there a little. Yahudah has scattered information. Right. If you will, has left breadcrumbs that point to our existence. And the only way we are to thrive is for us to turn back through faith in Yahushua HaMashiach's witness and go back home. It's the only way we're going to thrive. Only way we're going to thrive as a people, as a nation. They fed you lies about the continent. They fed you lies about the continent. They fed you lies so that you wouldn't want to go. But they go over there. Right? Flying on jets. I heard a brother say, going over to the continent of Africa, it was like 25% our people and the rest Europeans. It's so bad though. It's so bad though. So bad they don't want you to go over because they know that Judah's alliance will. And the fulfillment of prophecy is the return of Yahudah. See, because Yahudah, when he returns, his hand's going to be on the neck of his enemies. Yahudah, your hand ain't going to be on the neck of your enemies in Babylon. Shoot. You ain't going to thrive in Babylon. They're going to steal what you have. They're going to force you out. They're going to go in and they're going to kill you. You trying to build better homes and you need to sell what you have and get you a passport. Get you and your kids a passport so you can exit stage left when it's time to flee. Because you should told me, listen, when you start to see these signs, you better flee. That's what Yahushua said. You shouldn't tell them. Yahushua didn't tell them to stay in Jerusalem and wait for the Yeshua of Yahuwah. He said, flee, because the judgment of Yahuwah is coming. See, Babylon has to be judged, and you got to come out of her, right? You got to willingly come out of Babylon. Yahuwah ain't going to just gather you up and snatch you out of Babylon. You got to willingly want to shed this wicked nation. You have to willingly want to come into agreement with the witness of Yahushua Mashiach. You got to willingly want to be born again. You got to willingly want to come out. And then he's going to make provisions. Going to make provisions. Going to make provisions. You got to understand, Yahudah, you have a responsibility. It's recorded in the scriptures. You have to go home. You have to go home. You need to trust Yahuwah and Emunah to give you what you need, but you can get to go home. And Yahuwah will give you what you need. Excuse me. He will give you what you need. Listen, the message is still the same. Yahuwah told me this morning, so the message is still the same. To get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Yahudah, know who you are. Know who your forefathers were. Know the role that they played in the nation. That ain't changed. There's nothing new under the sun. Understand what Yahuwah has called Yahudah to do. Know what Yahuwah in Yahushua HaMashiach has called Yahudah to do. He ain't going to be on the neck of his enemies. Yahudah. It did not say Yahushua's hand's going to be on the neck of his enemies. It did not say Yahushua's hands is going to be on the neck of his enemies. It said, Yahudah, you are whom your brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be on the neck to break in half your enemy. They're going to bow down before you because you are going to step into the position that Yahuwah has called you. Listen. You better get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready. There's a planned rollout. There's a planned rollout. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Mr. Mr. Yates has already prophesied the next rollout. You better get ready. Get ready. Lockdowns. You ain't gonna be able to get out of here. Anarchy. You ain't gonna be able to get out of here. Who was telling you to get ready? Don't worry about what's happening in this arrest, in this United Snakes of America. You just stay in this witness, right? You prepare yourself, you position yourself, right, to make a transition. And the only people who can really do this is the people who have been born again of the water of Ruach HaKodesh. People who understand that this is going down. Right. This ship has started to leak. And they can't mend it. Right? This ship has started to leak. And they can't mend it. There's too much out there. There's too much being revealed. They can't. They can't even hide, disguise stuff anymore. They can't. There's no politics. They can't. There's no democracy. What is democracy? Democracy. This nation has literally gone and overthrown nations in the name of democracy, bombed them into oblivion, and haven't done anything to restore them. That ain't democracy. That ain't democracy. Toppled governments on the continent. Got puppets. Yeah, when Yahudah come home, y'all coming down too. You gonna be judged too. Oh yeah, you fake, boule, wicked leaders. When Yahudah returns in righteousness, with the sword of righteousness, all sinners, including those that are on the continent, that are in wickedness, are coming down. You can't do this no longer. Can't be done any longer. We here, and we sit here in the United Snakes of America, and we look and listen to what's happening amongst some of y'all wicked, diabolical leaders that are set up by these wicked European governments that have caused the topple of nations. Yeah, your time is up. Yeah. Yahudah's coming home with the sword. Oh yeah, we coming home with the sword. Coming home with the sword. See, because justice has to prevail. Righteousness has to prevail. The script has to be fulfilled. The Torah has to be fulfilled. Let's look at Judah some more. I can go on. But let me give you some scriptures. Even though I've quoted scriptures. Let me go on. Right. We're talking about Yahudah, who has begun to, he's demonstrated initially his strength, his ability, his determination, his continued desire and passion to fight on behalf of his people. Not letting any of these wicked colonizers, these wicked people that are looking to come in and impose themselves on the government. Yeah, Yahudah says, no. Kings come here. They come against the nation. Listen. I was listening to this general, 5-star general, who was giving a speech, who literally said that there are things that are going to begin to happen in this earth. General, uniformed, everything, uniformed out, right? You're going to see super soldiers. You're going to see things that you have never seen before. You're going to see entities that you haven't seen before, right? He said kingdoms are going to be fighting against kingdoms. And then he said there are going to be tribes fighting. Right. You better get ready. It's time to go home. Let's see, what they don't understand is we win. Because Yahushua HaMashiach rides with us. The Malachim ride with us. Just like he's always ridden with Yahudah when they were in righteousness. Right? When Yahudah is in righteousness, or when Yahudah is in the witness, having become born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh, now they have the seed of Yahuwah on the inside, which is the earnest of their inheritance as they step foot on the continent, right? Where our energy lies. Listen. We running through troops. We leaping over walls. Right? You know, I watched that movie about the female warriors, the Dahomey. Right? Right? That's our women. Listen. They're going to press us. We're going to develop. As a nation, we're going to develop. We're going to establish unity. Right? And Hamashiach. Right? But they're going to come against us. They're going to war against us. Get ready. Get ready. See. The mindset of Judah that has been born again, who have received the witness, be it Judah male, Judah female, right? Doesn't matter. The nation of Yahudah. His mindset is to return to the land and defend the interests of the nation. That's what Yahudah was instructed to do. Yahudah has limitations. I think we read this though. 13. Let's see, where did I end up at? We talked about the things that causes Yahudah to fall. The lust of the flesh. Much drinking and wine. Being drunk. Right? These affected the judgment of Yahudah. Wine is a mocker. Strong drink is raging. And the deception is thinking that you can continue to drink it and drink it and drink it. Right? To the point or the place where you have reached a level of intoxication and not have it be a mocker. It's going to make you look like a fool. It's going to have you doing things that foolish that come as a result of intoxication. Judah lived this experience. Yahudah said, he will cop. Let's read it real quick. Let's pick up at the 15th. Matter of fact, let me just start here. First verse. And now I command you, my children, to hearken unto Yahudah your father, and keep my sayings, to perform all the ordinance of Yahuwah, and to obey the commands of Eluah, and walk not after your lust, nor the imaginations of your thoughts, right? In haughtiness, high-mindedness, an elevation of thought due to place or position. Right. Elevation due to your ability to be able to do something that is superior in respect to others. He says, listen. He says, hardiness of heart, and glory not in the deeds of the strength of your youth. See, Yahudah's the lion's whelp. Yahudah. That's why Yahudah, in United Snakes of America, we're doing as a nation everything that Yahudah told us not to do to our brethren. We fighting our brethren, we shooting our brethren, we killing our brethren, we're stealing from our brethren, right? All the things that Yahudah told us not to do. Turn the other cheek. Give them your jacket. Suffer wrong. Because this is a nation of people. And in righteousness, judgment will occur. He ain't talking about the wicked nations. He's talking about these heathens. You sure ain't talking about these heathens. He's not talking about these wicked nations. He's talking about Hebrews. See, they wanted us. They fed the idea of going against your brother. Right? They did it in rap music. Right? The whole rap genre, especially gangster rap, man. That hard rap, I was a DMX fan. The dog, woo, DMX fan, right? But DMX had me amped up all the time. Because I was listening to DMX, he had me amped up. Him and Nas and Jay-Z, that New York vibe, it had me amped, right? Somebody said something wrong to you, you was popping off. Right? You didn't matter who it was. Brother? What brother? Brother, you my brother? You ain't my brother. See, because we bought into the lie, right? We become enemies of one another, right? Yahushua warning us. because he knew it was going to come. He said, glory not in deeds and strengths of thy youth, for this is also as evil in the eyes of Yahudah. Don't do it. Don't glory in what you were able to do as a young man. This is evil. Right? Everything that you do should bring glory to Yahudah. Everything that you do to bring glory to yourself is evil. It's diabolical. It's sinister. Right? The motivation behind it is Hasatan, who wants to advance the agenda of separation. Mainly of you and your brother. He wants you to fight your brother. He wants you to. It's funny, right? Because, I ride the bike trail, right? Every day. I do 10 miles. I do 10 miles on the bike. And I do it in under 55 minutes. I be getting it. Today, I did it under 52 minutes. I was really getting it, right? But on the bike trail, most of the people riding the bike trail are Caucasians. It makes sense to me to ride it because, it's right around the corner. Get on the trail, straight run. 5 point something miles there and 5 point something miles back. Ends up being 10 and a half miles. Right? So I ride, turn around, and ride straight back. Getting it. Right? So, ride. You got certain Europeans that see you regularly, right? They see you. And this one lady, she's an older lady. She always has her little grandbaby. And she be pushing her in the cart. And, one day, I was riding. She said, so, can you stop for a second? I said, yeah. She see my little grandbaby? She be looking for you all the time. I'm like, yeah. She said, yes. The girl's just all excited. Little baby. She could be like more than 4 years old. She be looking for me. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. I said, yeah, well, every time I see you, I'm away. She says, okay. So, I'm riding. I see them. She be like, ah. She waved little girl like, oh, yeah, there is. Mom's like, hey, grandmother. Right? And there's hardly no brews. Right? Now, you got a brew that I see all the time. Well, not all the time. I see him, but he works. He's like assigned to, on the maintenance of the trail where he's cutting the weeds back. And every time I see him, he's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, good, bro, good. Right? But, these brews, there's one brew that rides his bike. He wears his hat like them. He wears his little suit. Right? Right by him, nigga won't even speak. What's up, bro? Right? Brother. Won't even speak. Now, you see me all the time. You only speak. You know what? I don't speak to him. You should never want us to be that way. But this is how they've gotten us. Some of them have gotten this wealth and they boule. See me, I don't dress up to go riding. I put some shorts. I put on a t-shirt, and my sneakers. I ain't wearing no uniform. I ain't doing all of that. I ain't wearing no helmet either. Listen, I ain't covering up my head and the sun be out. Look, I be trying to get every bit of the rays. Listen, my body needs melanin. That's the fuel. Be covering up my head. Listen, that's how I feed my body melanin. No. But pitted us against each other. Started on slave plantations. They used to get the black dudes to fight each other for sport. And they would fight themselves to the death, or they would fight until the master of the individual that was getting the beat down would say, no, that's enough. Turn against each other. That's what boule is. These educational institutions, where they call themselves picking the best and the brightest, they do that to turn them against us. They boule. They boule. They want you to go to Harvard so they can mold you into what they want you to be. You know, I was so proud of this African young man, brilliant. Got a free ride to go to Harvard and a couple other colleges, universities, big name universities. No, he says, I'm not going there. I'm staying in the continent. I'm not doing that. I'm going to make a difference in the continent. No more are we feeding our people to these other nations to develop their nations. No more. You know, no, Yahudah's alliance will. No more. That's done. That's done. Those days are over, right? But they wanted us against each other. Because as long as Judah fight against Judah, and Judah can't be united, Judah can't help his brother. See, and now Israel is Israel. There's some of these Negroes out here that'll never be Judah, because they will never be of the born again nation of Yahudah. No, they're going to still be slanging and banging, you know, and once really start popping off and hitting the fan, they're going to be looting and murdering. They're going to be doing everything that they wanted to do that was wicked and diabolical. They're going to continue to do it. But see, we who have received this witness and understood it was time to go and got out, right, we're going to be on the continent. And we're going to watch Babylon fall. You know, we're going to watch it go down. You know, because they ain't gonna be able to communicate with nobody. You gonna be able, if you happen to remain in Babylon after the verdict of judgment, guess what? Ain't nobody gonna be there to rescue you. Ain't nobody coming there. You on your own. Babylon's falling. My Aki Hezekiah. You better understand this, right? He said, and since I also gloried that in war, no commonly woman's face ever enticed me. He said, listen, I was all about war. I was about protecting and defending the nation, right? So, you know, I mean, you know, these sisters, these Hebrews, these sisters, you know, they weren't putting all that makeup on, and they weren't doing all of that. They were calmly, or they were, you know, they do this thing on, I see it on Facebook. Show me what you look without a filter, and then show me what you look like with a filter, right? You know, some of these women without filters, boy, you know, woof, right? Right, seriously, woof. The filter is magic. That's sorcery. Filters are sorcery. They create a false image of you. That's sorcery. You know, people be up there, they be wearing them things like it's them. And then you got the people who walk around in person with the makeup face that you could almost peel off their face like a mask. Right? Listen, I understand that you have some blemishes, right? You know, I understand. But you know what? You're going to do a whole lot better by trusting the Most High with your blemishes than creating an illusion and drawing the wrong people. I'm just saying. Judah wasn't interested in common women. It was those that were made up. Got all the garb of a harlot. I got the adorning and the necklaces and the jewels and the makeup. You know, creating this false image. Yahudah said, look, that pulled me, that grabbed my attention. He says, since I also glorified that in war no commonly woman face ever enticed me, and reproved Reuben my brother concerning Bilhah. Right, so he was mad at his brother Reuben. He reproved his brother Reuben for sleeping with his father's wife. Right, the wife of my father. The spirit of jealousy and of fornication arrayed themselves against me. Right? So jealousy and fornication came against me. Right? He says here, until I laid with Bathshua, the Canaanite. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol. Listen, Yahudah, you better hear the word of Yahudah. You better hear the word of Yahudah from your father. He says, sons, you have my genes. It's in your DNA. Yahudah, right? Caused me to marry Canaanite. Right? Caused me to lay with a Canaanite and Tamar, who was a spouse to my son. So this whole alcohol thing and this filter magic, right, that they used caused me to take a look in. And actually caused me, right, to commit fornication. He says here, for I said to my father-in-law, I will take counsel with my father, and so will I take thy daughter. Right? Now, this is what he said he should have done, but he really didn't do it. He didn't do it. He ended up marrying this woman without his father's counsel. Because Yaakov would have been like, no, we have nothing to do with the daughters of Canaan. No, we don't marry the daughters of Canaan. They are going to be cut off. You are Yahudah. Your lineage can't be cut off. You cannot marry the daughters of Canaan. He says here, for I said to my father-in-law, right, this Bathshua's father, I will take counsel with my father, and so will I take thy daughter, right? And he was unwilling, but he showed me the boundless store of gold in his daughter's behalf, for he was a king. And he adorned her with gold and pearls, and caused her to pour wine out for us at the feast. She poured out that wine. Had them pearls on. That revealing neckline. That thin fabric she was wearing. That wine, man. After a while, that wine, when you drink too much, causes ruachs to start to. He said, listen, he says, right? And he adorned her with gold and pearls, and caused her to pour out wine for us at the feast with the beauty of women. See, a bunch of beautiful women running around there. Canaanites. Canaanite women weren't ugly. Canaanite women were not ugly. Canaanite woman was probably, right? You know. Bro, you know. Canaanite, right? They got that exotic look. Exotic look, right? So. He said, and the wine turned aside my eyes, and pleasure blinded my heart. That was it. He got drunk. He slept with her. That was it. She was yours now. No matter what your father said. Kid said, she yours now. I can't give her to nobody else. You just slept with her. They got drunk. You know, she was fine. Slept with her. Cursed. Because of nothing but trouble. She was not the daughters of Zion. See, and the thing about our women in the lands of our captivity, or in this United Snakes of Babylon, they've taken on the nature and the customs of these other nations. Right? They've bought into the ideas of feminism, and they bought into the ideas of not needing a man. Right. Some of these women have been married and have 3 kids and 4 kids. Right. But they got standards. They want to have a certain kind of man. 3 figures. It's just this whole idea of this European mindset, of which the daughters of Zion didn't have. This destruction. Right? And they weren't all to blame. Right? I mean, they had a finely crafted, cunning scheme launched against them. And then, you know, their men were mass incarcerated. Anyway, Yahudah was blinded. See, and the message here is Yahudah. Learn from your forefathers. Are you going to be like your forefather, gaining his experience and his knowledge of self before Yahuwah, and apply it? Because you know what? It is us. This is us. This is us right here. This is us. And I became enamored of, and I lay with her and transgressed the commandment of Yahuwah. You drank too much. Spent too much time looking at that plunging neckline, looking at that see-through whatever she had on. Had plenty of wine and she knew it. And when the opportunity came, you know, Judah didn't deny. Judah didn't turn his back on the opportunity. Well, what had happened to Judah? Judah said, I transgressed the commandment of Yahuwah and the commandment of my father, and I took her to wife. So he disobeyed Yahuwah by breaking the commandment. He disobeyed his father because he knew his father didn't want him marrying any of the daughters of Canaan. Yahudah, it's not you. You got to be born again. You got to come into the role that Yahudah has called you to be and fulfill. You can't flounder around in your fornication, in your drunkenness, doing those things that you know that's going to cause you to transgress Torah. You just can't do them. He said here, he says, and Yahudah rewarded me according to my imaginations of heart, insomuch as I had no joy in her children. He rewarded me. I had no pleasure in the children that we produced. It was Canaanites. They listened to their mother. They didn't reverence the Torah of their father. See, that's why in this witness, when you're born again of the water and of the Ruach HaKodesh, you know what that looks like? You better not marry any of these daughters of these other nations. That I'm born again of the water of the Ruach HaKodesh. Listen, for all intended purposes, you should marry Yahudim. You know, you should marry the daughters of Zion. Now, I'm not talking about marrying people who are E1B1A just because they're E1B1A. I'm talking about marrying somebody who is the daughter of Zion, Yahudah, Yasharal, right? That had been born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh. But, let me qualify, right? If there is somebody of the other nations, right, who comes in and receives the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach and keeps Yahuwah's law, statutes, and commandments and his Torah, right? They're daughters. By virtue of the witness. See, now I know some of y'all brothers going to be like, nah, that's not right. That's not right. Well, then, you know, you take that up with Yahushua. Because Yahushua says, now we're the sons of Yahuwah. Does not yet appear we shall be, but we know that we should be like him, for we shall see him as he is. Shaul was speaking to the other nations when he was teaching Torah. They had accepted Torah. That's why he stayed on them so hard about the things that they did that was not Torah, that they weren't accustomed to doing. You're not to marry the daughters of Canaan. The daughters of Canaan ain't going to receive Yeshua. You know, the daughters of Canaan ain't going to receive Yeshua. They ain't going to be born again. Canaan is cursed. If you are born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh, right, and you are a European Aki, right, and you find love in a daughter of Zion, right, and you and her both keep Yahuwah's law, statutes, and commandments, right, who am I to judge you? If you raise up seeds, you circumcise your son on the 8th day. You bring your son up, your daughter up in Torah, you and your wife. They grow up to become born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh. Who am I? It's okay. You take it up with Yahushua. Take it up with the Word made flesh. Yahushua said, who's my mother, my brother, my sister? Right? Hey, he was talking to Yahudah. Right? When he delivered the message, he was talking to Yahudah, but it's still the same. Right? Who are truly your family? Those who have been born again of the water and of the Ruach HaKodesh. Right? Yahudah just wants you to be, and Yahudah wants you to raise up seed, right, of righteousness. Yahudah don't care about your color. Yahudah did not tell Israel. Yahudah did not tell Israel not to marry Yefet because he's Caucasian. Or because there's a Caucasian race. You don't marry them. No, Yahudah told them not to marry him because they was blood drinkers. Because they served other elves. They're blood drinkers, they served other elves. You had people that came out of Egypt, Mitzrayim, that went in with the 12 tribes. That became circumcised. Right? That became Yahuwah's people. He said it's going to be the same Torah for the homeborn and for the stranger. It's the same. Okay. Again, Judah, understand your limitations. Understand what Yahudah has always wanted you to understand. Yahudah. Right? He says, for I became enamored of, and I laid with her, and transgressed the commandments of Yahuwah, and the commandments of our fathers, and I took her to wife. And Yahuwah rewarded me according to the indignation of my heart. And no, he rewarded me according to the imagination of my heart. You got it. You wanted that fine Canaanite, that plunging neckline, that all that gold around her neck. There was a king's daughter, Canaanite king. She wore all of that, had all that filters on. Come to find out she's haughty. She's high-minded. She doesn't listen. She teaches her sons to listen to her instead of their father. That's what you get from marrying that wicked Canaanite. Yahuwah gave him according to the imaginations of his heart. He said, so much as I had no joy with her children. And now, my children, I say unto you, be not drunk with wine, for wine turneth the mind away from the Torah, the truth, and inspires the passions of lust, and leads eyes into error. Wine, drink, distorts. You know, that's why the Europeans, they did that to the Indians. They gave them much wine. Got them all drunk beside themselves. They would go in and just... Let's go on. He said, and now, my children, I say unto you, be not drunk with wine. Be not drunk with wine. Be not drunk with wine. Be not drunk with the fruit of the grape. Now, because, there's strong drink. That's the fruit of the grape. This may be hard for some people, too. Right. Your cognacs are made from grapes. But you can't drink cognac like you can sip wine. because it will truly mock you. But still the fruit of the grape. That's all I'm going to say about that. He says, for the spirit of fornication haveth wine as a minister to give pleasure. Right? To the mind. And get your mind all jacked up and feeling good. Give you confidence. Right. You can get a little buzz on, you can lay the Mac down. That's what we used to call. Get a little wine in you, take the edge off, you can go in and lay the Mac down. You better listen to Yahudah. He said, for the spirit of fornication haveth wine as a minister to give pleasure to the mind. It'll give you the idea that you can get this. Come on, man. You can pull this. Go. You got this. You know, because you know, gives you confidence. You know, confidence. See, you know, some dudes, some brothers, right? They know, right, how much they need in order to get the confidence. Some brothers are just idiots. They drink and get drunk, and then they just start doing stuff that's just totally disrespectful. I was never, well, there has been times I've been drunk, right? There's been times I've been drunk, right? But I was never the get drunk kind of guy. I just wanted the edge. Right? Because, you know, there's an edge. You understand the edge. Right? But what that was the trick of the mind. That's what that was. That was the spirit of fornication that haveth wine as a minister to give pleasure to the mind. For these two also take away the mind of man. Oh, yeah. That's what it did. That's what it does. That's what that does. It's a fact. Listen, brothers, if you will be real, Yahudah, if you would be real after having listened to this, right, you'll know what I'm saying is the absolute truth. You know this. Listen, we understand this, right? Understand this. You get that? You know you got that because you know when the edge is. You know the edge is that gives you okay. I'm good. I can do whatever. I say what I'm good. I know what I can do. I'm good. It's the truth. Judah. It's time to get ready. It's time to be born again of the water and of the Ruach HaKodesh. It's time for us to fulfill the call that Yahuwah has called us to do. It's time. It's time. He says here, and now, my children, I read that right there. He says, for the spirit of fornication haveth wine as a minister to good pleasure, to give pleasure to the mind. Right? And these two also take away the mind of man. Right? They take away the mind of man, or they take hold of the mind of man. Right? They take away the rational element of man. They pull the barriers down, and those things that are in you that are designed to cause you to pump the brakes, to come to a screeching halt. to know when is enough, the barrier comes down. He says, for if a man drinks wine to drunkenness, it disturbeth the mind with filthy thoughts, leading to fornication, and heateth the body to carnal unions. Listen, we know when we drank brown, it was to get down. I'm going to tell the truth for shame somebody. I'm going to tell the truth. Listen. We knew what we drank. Brown. Right? It gave us what we needed. Right? To get us to a place where the barriers were down. And you know, your mind was in that zone. The only thing that was left was to get down. Right? I mean, we knew this. For if a man drinks wine to drunkenness, it disturbs the mind with filthy thoughts, leading to fornication, and heateth the body to carnal unions. Fornication. And if the occasion of the lust is present, he worketh the sin and is not ashamed. Right? If he happened to put that Mac down and he found a willing partner, then if the occasion of lust was presented, right, he worketh the sin and is not ashamed. He put it down. And he ain't thinking twice about it. See, this is another thing too, right? Right? Men in general, when they drink, right, this process makes so much sense, right? Because, you know, the average man is not looking to, average man isn't looking to cheat on a woman, a good man, right? Not looking to cheat on a woman, right? Right? But if that man gets to a place where he's drinking, right? And it gets to the place where his mind and his lust, or the lust and the opportunity, because of his drunkenness, he'll do it. It'll make him a mockery. He'll do it. And because he don't love his wife, it ain't even that he don't love anybody else. He just gonna do it. That's why you have to understand at all times who you belong to. I'm not talking about your wife. I'm talking about to Yahudah. You got to understand that in this witness, in this life, there is a standard of conduct. He doesn't care that you drink wine. He doesn't care that you drink the fruit of the grape. He doesn't care. As long as you don't do it to excess. Right? And listen, if you go drink, right, and you know you're starting to feel tipsy, you should be home with your wife. You should be home with your wife. You know, because at least she going to be down. She going to be down. Both of y'all should probably, And then you got both of y'all. See, Judah, this is information that will cause you to grow and understand. Right? Right? You have to understand these tendencies. You got to understand what Yahudah was saying to us as a people and as a nation, as men. Right? Because, see, we have to go back and defend the nation. But we have to be established in this witness and in righteousness. We have to be born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh so that we can go forth and conquer and do the things that Yahudah does. But in so doing, Yahudah has to understand that these certain things can be a problem. These certain things can cause you to violate Torah. He says, such is the inebriated man, my children, for he who is drunken reverences no man. If you're drunk, you don't reverence no man. Or you don't reverence another man's wife. Not only do you possibly fornicate, you also possibly commit adultery. For lo, it made me also to error, so that I was not ashamed of the multitudes in the city, and that before the eyes of all I turned unto Tamar. I was in the city. Turned to Tamar. Tamar was my son's wives. Both of them had died, and she was waiting for my next son, because that's what she did. She would receive seed from my son. Right? He says, and at the time, because I was drinking, and I turned unto her, everybody else would have seen me and known it, but I wouldn't have cared. Everybody would have seen me and known it, and they would have seen her and known who she was, possibly. She was all made up, right? But I wouldn't have cared. He says, I wouldn't have cared, right? And I wrought a great sin and uncovered the covering of my son's shame. After I had drank wine, I reverenced not the commandments of Yahudah, and I took woman for a Canaan to wife. For much discretion needeth the man who drinketh wine, my children. You need to have discretion. You need to have discretion. Right? You do. When you drink wine, you need to have discretion. I'm going to tell you, most of the time when I drink wine, I'm drinking home. I don't drink to, get drunk. But when I drink home. When I drink the fruit of the grape, I drink home. Right? Now, me and my wife, we may go out to eat dinner. And we both may have a glass. Right? But we together. We coming home together. Listen. Gotta understand this. This righteousness. He says, for much discretion needeth the man who drinks wine, my children. And herein is the discretion in drinking wine. A man may drink so long as he preserveth modesty. He drink as long as he preserves his modesty. Right? He does not begin to go. When you out of order. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, called to greatness. Woman of you who are beautifully and wonderfully made. Daughters of Zion, your queens. Your queens. Your princesses. Right? And who has favored you. Right? Daughters of Zion. Favored. And you who are of the other nations that are in this witness are favored daughters of Zion. Right? Because It's the same for the born, homeborn, and this is the way it's always been. Man of Yah, Yahudah, it's time to get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. We need to bring under subjection our bodies, our minds, and our thoughts. We need to begin to pursue righteousness and to fulfill the call that we have been given. Instruction by Yahudah, our Father. Good instruction. Now, I went over some of this before, and there's still much more to be dealt with. There's still some more here to be dealt with, and we're going to deal with it. But that's where we're going to bring it to a close. Abba, Yahuwah, in the name of Yahushua, I give you praise for your word. I pray that your word would be that lamp and that light unto their feet and their pathway. I pray that the chosen would hear your word and would glory in your word and receive your word in Ruach and in truth. Yahuwah, I pray in the name of Yahushua Mashiach that nothing that I've said has caused anyone to stumble, to be turned out of the way, to come up lame. Yahuwah, I speak the Torah of truth from my heart, and I believe in my heart that you have taken the reins of my lips and the reins of my tongue and reigned. Therefore, I give you praise and glory for all that you have spoken. In the name of Yahushua Mashiach, Yahuwah, let the words of my mouth and meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Yahuwah, my strength and my redeemer. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, called to greatness, queens and princesses of Yahuwah, kings of Yahudah. Listen, Yahuwah's favored you. It's time to get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Prepare yourself to go. Prepare yourself to go. Lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily beset you. It's time to get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready to go. Understand what we in, and there's coming a great reveal. Listen, pay attention to what you hear and see in your Ruach, because Yahuwah is speaking and he's revealing. Hear the word of Yahuwah. With that I say, shalom, shalom, shalom. Listen, and be blessed. Be blessed.
Torah guardian, speaking the absolute truth. Torah nation.